Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 5 in environmental science. Wanted to give you a quick overview of what's in this week's module in Canvas. Like usual, we have a content page. This content page relates to the content in chapter 8 in our textbook. So there's some learning goals here. There's some terms that I suggest you get to know by making some flashcards. There's a whole bunch of resources in here, videos and study tables to help you build your understanding of this content. In this week's discussion, we'll be going back and forth about the pros and cons of wolf reintroduction and the Endangered Species Act. So this was a really controversial conservation action that happened in Yellowstone National Park. It's happened other places in the country too. So we'll educate ourselves a little bit more about what happened there and then discuss it. This week, remember your initial posts are due Wednesday, follow-up posts, responses to peers are due by the end of the day on Saturday. The lab for this week is a continuation of last week's lab. So last week, you collected a leaf litter sample from a forested area. You dried it out using a Burley's funnel. This week, you're going to examine the invertebrates in your alcohol sample. So we'll find out who was living in that habitat, that leaf litter habitat, and you're going to make a calculation of the biodiversity of that leaf litter community. You're going to post the data table that you make in this lab, in this discussion, and this is just a way for everybody to view your data and compare the biodiversity of their samples to yours. So, so the lab has sort of two components in this module. As always, there's a practice quiz. I recommend that you do this quiz after you've walked through chapter 8 using the content page, participated in the discussion, completed the lab, and definitely before you take the graded quiz. There's one more thing in this week's module, and that is going to be a lab report on your plant population lab. So you got some feedback from me about this lab. I was giving a lot of people feedback, especially about the data display. I highly recommend, I think you're gonna struggle to come up with a good figure for this lab, so I highly recommend you put the population metrics that you calculated for your plant species into a table. Make sure you take a look at that feedback, and this report, like the quiz and the lab, is due Saturday at the end of the day, so 11:59 p.m. As always, please let me know if you have any questions. Have a great week.